In his new book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, my colleague Dr. Joe Dispenza explains how to optimize the hardware and software of our biological computer and achieve a new state of mind. The book is built on a solid scientific foundation and is marked by the same kindness and wisdom as Dr. Joe Dispenza's award-winning film, What the Bleep Do We Know? And his first book, Evolve Your Brain. The brain truly seems to me like a computer, with hardware, the physiological mechanisms of brain activity, and software, the lifelong processes of programming and modifying the brain structure. These components are inseparable and exert a massive influence on each other. Everyone has experienced emotional trauma that has left scars we live with day in and day out. Freeing ourselves from these experiences, which have become an integral part of our brain structure, produces a remarkably healing effect. Of course, for proper brain function, it is vital to practice healthy habits, such as a sensible diet, consuming specific nutrients, and physical exercise. But beyond that, our minute-by-minute thoughts have a profoundly therapeutic effect on the brain, just as they can cause it harm. The same applies to our experiences, which are etched into the brain's structure. At our clinics, we conduct research using a technique called SPECT neuroimaging. SPECT, single photon emission computed tomography, is a radiological study of blood flow and activity patterns in the brain. Unlike standard computed tomography or magnetic resonance imaging, which allow us to examine the brain's anatomy, SPECT is used to study how it functions. Having performed over 70,000 SPECT scans, we have drawn many vital conclusions about brain activity, such as a brain injury can ruin a human life, alcohol is harmful to the brain, and SPECT scans frequently reveal significant damage caused by alcohol consumption. A number of widely prescribed medications, such as certain common anti-anxiety drugs, have a detrimental effect on the brain. Some diseases, like Alzheimer's, begin developing decades before the first symptoms appear. SPECT scans have also taught us that people should show far more love and respect for their brains. Furthermore, it has become clear that allowing children to participate in contact sports, like hockey and football, is unwise. Of all the lessons I have learned, the most fascinating is that a person can literally change their brain and their life by regularly practicing brain-healthy habits, including correcting negative beliefs and utilizing the meditation techniques that Dr. Dispenza discusses. One of our published studies showed that regular meditation, such as that recommended by Dr. Dispenza, stimulates blood flow to the prefrontal cortex, the most thinking part of the human brain. After 8 weeks of daily meditation, study subjects showed strengthening of the prefrontal cortex at rest, as well as improved memory. There is a vast array of ways to heal the brain and optimize its performance. I hope readers will develop brain envy, just as I did, and want their own brains to work better. Our work in neuroimaging completely changed my life. Shortly after I began referring patients for SPECT scans in 1991, I decided to take a look at my own brain. At the time, I was 37 years old. From its lumpy, unhealthy appearance, I immediately realized my brain was not in good shape. Throughout my life, I had practically never consumed alcohol, never smoked, and never touched drugs. So why did my brain look so bad? Before I truly began to understand brain health, I had plenty of brain-destructive habits. I gorged on fast food, constantly drank diet soda, regularly slept no more than 4 to 5 hours, and carried around unresolved traumas from the past. I didn't exercise. I suffered from chronic stress, and I carried nearly 15 kilograms of excess weight. What I didn't know was hurting me, and quite significantly.